Okay, so are you ready to dive into a story about forgiveness and second chances?
Always up for a good redemption arc. Hit me with it.
This one's really going to make you think about how we see ourselves and the possibility of change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we could all use a little reminder that it's never too late to turn things around.
Right, exactly. So this deep dive comes from a talk called Have I Truly Been Forgiven? From April 2023.
Okay, and what's the general vibe?
Oh, it's powerful, really emotional. It gets you right in the heart.
I'm intrigued.
So it starts with the speaker talking about his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just this sweet little thing, Michelle, and she leaves him a note, right?
Oh, that's adorable.
And it says, Dad remembered to love me.
Oh, wow. I mean, talk about a heart tugger.
I know, right? And it gets to the heart of this idea of remembering love, even when life gets messy, even when we make mistakes.
It's like that unconditional love, the kind we all crave deep down.
Exactly. And that idea kind of sets the stage for the whole story, because then we're introduced to Danny.
Okay, so who's Danny?
Danny is like this promising young guy, good family, bright future, the whole 9 yards. But he goes down a difficult path.
Addiction.
Yeah, falls in with the wrong crowd, makes some bad choices. And, it's heartbreaking because you can tell this isn't the real Danny, you know?
It's like watching someone get lost in something bigger than themselves.
That's it, exactly, yeah. And the speaker even talks about how the light in his eyes seemed to dim.
It's like addiction steals your hope.
Yeah, it's like this visible weight on him.
Totally. But there's always a but, right?
There is, thankfully.
Right.
And for Danny, it's his younger brother's missionary farewell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's at church with his family, and his brother shares his testimony before heading off on his mission. And it's like something clicks for Danny.
Like a light bulb moment.
Totally. Like he's reminded of this love that he's forgotten, this love that's bigger than his mistakes.
That's powerful. So what does he do?
He decides to reach out to the speaker, goes right to his house, and just pours out his heart.
Wow, that takes guts.
Right. And he's just overwhelmed with guilt. Like he's not even sure if forgiveness is even possible.
Because of everything he's done.
Exactly. He even asks, do you think I've truly been forgiven? Like he's terrified of being stuck with this weight forever.
That's a question I think a lot of us ask ourselves at some point, like, have I messed up too badly?
Totally. And so right there on the porch, they turn to the scriptures.
Wow, what a powerful moment for that.
Right. And they land on Alma 36.
Interesting choice. What's that one about?
It's about Alma's own journey, his struggles with sin and guilt, and then finding redemption through Christ's atonement.
Okay, so like a parallel to what Danny's going through.
Exactly. And as Danny listens, he's seeing his own struggles reflected back at him, the guilt, the fear, the desperate longing for a way back.
It's amazing how these ancient stories can still resonate so deeply with us today.
Right. It's like proof that we're not so different from those who came before us. We all share that same capacity for both darkness and light.
Absolutely. So what happens with Alma? What's his turning point?
So there's this one part where he talks about feeling this unbearable weight of his sins, like it's about to consume him. And then he remembers Jesus Christ and his atonement.
Oh, man, I get chills just thinking about it.
It's powerful,
Right.
right? And just like that, this wave of peace and joy washes over him. So powerful, it completely changes him.
It's like he's saying, I've been there, I get it, and there's hope for you too.
Exactly. And for Danny, that's huge, a total game changer. It's like that aha moment,
Yeah.
where he realizes forgiveness isn't about wiping the slate clean. It's about this whole new beginning.
Yeah, like a chance to write a new chapter, a better one.
Exactly. And with Danny, it's amazing to see how he transforms, goes from battling this addiction to completely turning his life around.
So it's not just like, oh, he got clean and that's it. This is deeper.
Way deeper. The speaker makes it clear that this is a total inside-out change, not just outward behavior.
Yes, he's not just putting on a good face, so what's different?
Well, he talks about Danny's countenance changing, like his eyes literally lighting up again.
Wow, that's wild. So it's like that hope, that forgiveness he found, it's actually changing him from the inside out.
Exactly. It's not just going through the motions. He's becoming this new person.
That's powerful. And you can see that reflected in how he approaches everything now, right?
Absolutely. Like he starts preparing to go to the temple.
Wow. Okay, talk about a commitment. That's not an easy path, especially after everything he's been through.
Right. It shows how serious he is about this change, about becoming the best version of himself.
It's like he's rebuilding his life on a whole new foundation.
Exactly. And then, get this, he goes on a mission.
No way. From struggling with his own demons to dedicating years to helping others.
I know, right? It's incredible. Goes to show that sometimes Our greatest challenges can become our greatest strengths.
It's like he's taking all that pain, all those struggles, and turning them into something powerful, something that can help other people find their way back.
That's it exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even after all of this, the temple, the mission, this complete 180 Dick Danity, Danny still has this lingering question.
He's still not sure if he's truly been forgiven, even after all that.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Huh.
He comes back from his mission, goes straight to the speaker's house, stands on that same porch where he first confessed everything, and says, "Do you think I've truly been forgiven?"
Wow. I mean, that just goes to show how deeply those wounds can run, even when we've experienced incredible healing and growth.
Like a part of him is still stuck back then, holding on to that guilt and doubt.
And it makes you wonder, what's the speaker's response? How do you even begin to address that kind of question?
It's wild, right? Even after everything, he's still wrestling with this question of whether he's truly been forgiven.
Yeah, it's like that doubt can linger in the back of your mind, even when you've done everything to change.
Exactly. And I love how the speaker handles it, because he could have just said, "Of course you're forgiven, don't worry about it." But he does something so much more profound.
Okay, so what does he say?
He looks at Danny, and he says, "Danny, have you looked in the mirror? Have you seen your eyes? They are filled with light, and you are beaming with the Spirit of the Lord."
Wow, that gives me chills. He's not just giving him an answer, he's making him see it for himself.
Right? Like, look how far you've come. Look at the change that's already happened.
It's like he's saying, the evidence is right there in front of you.
Exactly. And then he goes on to say, "Of course you have been forgiven. You are amazing. Now what you need to do is move forward with your life. Don't look back. Look forward with faith to the next ordinance."
It's that reminder that we're not defined by our past mistakes, that we have the power to choose a different future.
It's like he's giving Danny permission to finally let go of that guilt and embrace this new chapter.
And it's not just about forgiveness from others, but forgiveness from ourselves too, right?
That's often the hardest part. We can be so hard on ourselves holding on to those past mistakes.
Yeah, we're often our own worst critics.
For sure. But Danny's story, it's this incredible reminder that no matter what we've done, no matter how far we've strayed, there's always a way back.
It's never too late to turn things around.
Exactly. And that forgiveness, that decision to move forward with faith, it created this ripple effect in Danny's life. He goes on to build this incredible life full of love and purpose.
It's like that act of forgiveness unlocked something within him, allowed him to step into his full potential.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it makes you think, what do we need to forgive ourselves for? What would it look like to finally let go of that guilt and embrace a brighter future full of hope and possibility?
It's a powerful question, and one that I think we all need to ask ourselves from time to time.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It's been real.
Anytime. Let's do this again soon.